This has been our pair. Yeah, guys know how this game goes already. As you guys know, I like to kind of start from the higher time frames. The reason for the higher time frames is so we're able to kind of solidify, our structure, overall just where we are. You can see on this beautiful weekly time frame, which I like to. Well, let me actually just paint the picture from the monthly. You can see that the monthly time frame is kind of came back over here to where we had common support at. And this support is our kind of our our demand zone right around here. So y'all guys can see that we came and we tested this demand zone right here, and we did a crazy rejection. That means that sellers tried to take over the market right around here where this candle would have engulfed at. We touched this zone and we rejected it. So that means that we have a whole bunch of rejection in the market via a monthly time frame, which means that a big push is about to come, right? Then when we switch it over to the weekly time frame, we can tweak this zone a little bit, to kind of get some of the finer details, but it's really the structure. Now, this is what I want you guys to keep in mind, right? Price moves all off of supply and demand zones. It's kind of like how we bounce around through price. Now, you guys can notice that right around here, we came, we crashed, whatever the case may be. I feel like our next TP for the next major swing is going to be somewhere like around up here. And the only reason why I say it is because over here, price acted as support and resistance on both ends, which is very, very good for the long run and the bullish activity. So if you guys are kind of understanding where I'm going with this so far, please do me the honor of just dropping a 1 in the chat. If you guys understand what I'm saying, if you're following along perfectly, just do me the honor of just dropping a 1 in the chat. There's a lot of y'all in here. If y'all don't understand, drop a 0. It'll be my honor to kind of break it down, but just drop a 1 if you're following along. Perfect. All right, so as you guys can see, we're bouncing off of zones here. So it's clear as day that we're in an uptrend market. We're making higher highs and higher lows. And if you guys can't see, allow me to kind of draw it out for you guys. We're making a lot of higher highs and higher lows. You can see that from right here. We kind of just been trending in the market, and it's been a nice solid trend. We had a bit of consolidation to where we couldn't break this resistance area right here. But what really amazed me was when we broke, we came up, we made a higher high, and now we just made a higher low. And now we're looking to kind of potentially go up here. So with going up here, we need to understand where we are now within price, right? So let me kind of delete this, and let me kind of delete this that I just drew. And I just want to kind of fixate on just this area right here, right? This area to me is going to be super duper important. And the reason why it's super duper important because it's market structure. So we can kind of see our pattern, right? The very first thing I want to do on this weekly time frame is I want to make sure that I have my fibs up so I can see where I'm going long term, right? Now, long term movement, you can see that this kind of lines up perfectly with our TP up here. So my biggest thing for this week is going to be this TP that I have up here, which it looks like it's going to be like around 173 flat, right? Like around 173 flat. I don't know how long it's going to take us to get there. It could take a month. It could take a couple weeks. Who knows? But I know that this is where we're going for sure, right? Then we got our next TP right around up here, which is at 179,500. But we're not worried about that. We're just trying to worry about getting the 0% as of right now. Now, this week in the market, it wasn't this past week in the market. Let's kind of take some analysis to kind of look over the days. Momentum is still trying to form for this big push on what we're waiting for. As we can see that we came towards right around here where this previous higher high was, right around here. I'll make this a different color. I'll make this green. That right around here, we came to this previous zone right here. We kind of came, we respected it. Once price kind of respected it, we kind of took off, but price kind of engulfed right around here. And you can see that we did a little bit of ranging right around here. You can see that price didn't kind of just take off. We hit 61.8, but as you guys know, with 61.8, it is aggressive, but it takes some time. It's not as aggressive as 38.2, but it takes a little bit of time. But I can tell you, based on the rejections that we're getting, we're definitely going to take off this week for sure, based on how price action looks, right? So this is the last seller's candle. You can see that this second candle right here, that by the second candle, we have completely damn near almost engulfed this seller's candle. This next kind of came, we engulfed. Right after that, we came back for our retest. Right after that, we built a little momentum. We came back for another retest because we just wasn't quite ready to break. But now, the biggest thing is that we have rejection. We have all this rejection right around here in this area. This rejection is letting us know that a big push is about to happen. It's basically just charging up. You can see that we're not going any lower. We're not going higher, but we're not going any lower. But these lowers, they're getting high. Does that make sense? We're making higher lows, right? These low points that we're making in this uptrend, they're getting higher and higher and higher. So based on the structure of the daily time frame, we're doing a very good job of maintaining. So now we're going to go ahead and take it a step down to like the 11-hour time frame, where we have a lot more data to kind of analyze off of, and we're kind of looking a lot more in as far as for further detail, right? So kind of coming down here, this was the area that was respected on the 11-hour. You can see that it looks like it appears to be 70.50. If we go back to basing our analysis off the daily time frame, we tested 70.60. I'm sorry, 70.50, but respected 61.8. But the lower you go, the more details you're gonna see. So we're in firm understanding with that. So because of that, we're kind of just making sure that the structure that we work so hard to kind of get to, we're just making sure that that maintains. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to bring this fib level over here so you guys can see it a little bit more clear. We're going to move this 0% over here so we can see these details a little bit more sharper. Delete that. All right, boom. So the biggest thing is this, right? We kind of came, we did our market structure retest right here. So this is where you're kind of breaking down the move within a move. And this is where it gets a little interesting. Now, from my 11-hour all the way down to like my 1 hour, I use all these time frames to kind of analyze. Every day it's giving me different analyses. So what I like to do is I like to just compare and contrast the time frames. I can tell that we were in a little mini downtrend somewhere around here. I can tell that the market came back here. You know, we did a whole bunch of bullshit instead of just coming down and, you know, doing our retests, everything like that. But we did a whole bunch of bullshit. But the biggest thing was this right here, right? We came back, we retested, and now it looks like we're kind of maintaining. Did a little retest again, and now it looks like we're kind of lifting off, right? The only area that I'm really concerned about, honestly and truly, is somewhere like around down here, because the lower I go, I'm gonna find a break of structure that I can base off of this 11-hour time frame, but kind of find it lower. So I'm gonna change my time frame. Just go down to the 10-hour. Same shit. So you see 11-hour, 10-hour, the same shit. The only difference is the candlesticks. I can see that down here where I had this last selling candle, that last seller's candle, all the way down there, that boom, as of right there, hold on, let me let some people in. Boom, that as of right here at this bottom point, that buyers took over. As soon as buyers took over and engulfed this candle, we immediately retested and continued the trend. So I know if I go down lower, based off of this point, we had some type of breaker structure. All right, 8-hour, you can see the 8-hour and the 10-hour, it looks the same. This difference is the candlestick data. Going down to the 7-hour, same shit. 6-hour, almost the same shit. With the 6-hour though, we're seeing a lot more wicks, which means that it's a lot more rejections. So we can see right around here where we have this zone. One other thing that we also had that lined up was a beautiful 500 QP right around here. That is letting you know that right around that price area where I have that zone, that price is definitely pumping brakes in that area. So all that is letting you know is that, hey, the market is looking to find some type of support to kind of continue going long. You can see that men lie, women lie. Numbers don't. You can see right around here at this 500 point that we kind of pumped the brakes and definitely turned around. Let's go down a little bit lower. What I'm going down lower and what I'm looking for at this moment in time, I'm looking for a clear BOS, a clear break of structure. Now, we got that clear break of structure right around here. Right around here, let me kind of delete so I can redraw. So now let me kind of redraw and show y'all what I was looking for, right? So boom, we got our market structure. Give me 1 second. Let me get realigned. And keep in mind, guys, these market structure, they're going to be like training wheels. So that way you see everything. So you're not kind of overthinking when you're in the market. That's the best thing I like the most. Right around here, we had this wick. We came back down. Boom. So right around here is where we change trends. Right around there. That little pullback, whatever the hell you want to call that, that little retracement right there, that was all the details we needed to know that, hey, we are no longer in this beautiful downtrend. We have not converted into an uptrend. Right there where I have this area. If you're following along so far, guys, drop a 1. If you're following along, just drop a 1. Drop a 1 and just let me know that you understand. I appreciate y'all. This is love. This is love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Easy peasy, right? So far, so good. Let's continue. So right around here is where we broke structure. So the very first thing, we're on a 5-hour time frame, which is a good time frame to analyze off of. So the very first thing I want to do since we broke structure is, boom, I want to take advantage. I want to draw my fibs again. I want to draw a fib within a fib, kind of like the movie Inception. And now I want to see kind of where we are. Now, one thing if you don't know about break of structures is the price action always kind of comes back there and gets its retests. You can see that the 5-hour and the 4-hour, the area where it broke structure at, it may appear as a retest, but as you go lower, you're going to realize that retest is all market structure. So one thing for sure, that right around here, if you're just paying attention to the details, right around here where we broke structure, we have a little zone that we could base off of price action. And if I was supposed to kind of do this zone right here is going to kind of be our focal point of our support within this whole area. You can see that no candle printed lower than this. Besides when we came back and made our market structure movement right around here from this higher low to this higher high, this was the lowest point. But ever since this engulfing took over and let us know that buyers are in control, we came back, we did a market structure retest, and this whole area was maintained as an area of support. So now you're kind of seeing the range be a little bit more defined. So now watch this. I'm going to draw our resistance zone right around up here where our 0% is. So now we know the range that we're stuck within when it comes to zones, right? We got this zone that we're expected as resistance up here. We got this zone that we're expected as support down here, right? Notice that every time price came to this zone, we respected amazingly, right? Amazingly. Boom. So now we kind of can see the details a little bit more for that buy bias. It's been, you could have took sells just as much as you could have took buys, but one thing for sure is that momentum is gradually pushing up at these low points that I went ahead and drew. So, you know, sellers wouldn't have been able to last longer as far as for duration of trade than buyers. And that's exactly why, you know, I just been buying, you know, I can hold my buys a lot more long term than selling, right? One thing that I also want to go ahead and point out as well is the beautiful BOS that we went ahead and had. If I was supposed to just draw this wonderful little trend line that we have from, if you want to make this point A or this point A, whichever one, there's no wrong answer. But boom, we had a touch here, we had a touch here, and then we had a touch here. As you guys know, the third touch is usually the most aggressive, hence why we kind of dropped it like it's hot and kind of came back. So we kind of know where we are within this trend. We know for a fact that we're definitely in an uptrend, so we shouldn't be selling unless we're, you know, very skillful at it. Just kind of looking at the fib levels that were respected. 78 was respected, 70.50 was respected, 61.8 was tested, 38.2 was just, you know, respected. So we should be looking to kind of do a beautiful launch off. So at no delay whatsoever, I'm looking for the market to kind of do, you know, some shit like this. And, you know, I'm looking for it to kind of come up from here, come up maybe here, come back, retest, go long, bada boom, bada bing, and kind of do something like that. Now, it doesn't have to do this exactly, but what I'm really looking for is for, you know, these TPs to just be hit, which is the negative 27 and negative 61.8, because we're in a beautiful trending market. I feel like if I go any more lower, you're just going to be enticed by the choppiness of the data from uptrend to downtrend, which is why I'm not going any more lower for a breakdown. But I wanted to make it crystal clear on what we're looking for. We're looking for a strong bullish rally this week, especially that we've broken this trend line and that we're kind of taking our time and building up for the uptrend. So look out for it. We did a very good job last week of, you know, coming from here to all the way up to here. Very nice movement. We did like about a good, you know, 200 pip movement if I'm not mistaken. Let's just make it out. Yep, like about 200 pips. So not bad. That's exactly how much pips we caught last week in the signal room. We took an opportunity of, I think, 300 pips. We lost 100 pips, which is, you know, it is what it is. But I call trades a lot. You know, it is what it is. It's not a bad thing. But we were kind of able to benefit and walk away from the market last week with 200 pips, which I'm very grateful for. I think it was like 260 pips. I'm trying to load it now in the app. It's like about 260 pips that we was able to walk away with. So we're gonna have an amazing week this week. Hopefully the market just pumps and does what it needs to. But based on these candles and based on these rejection areas and everything that we've been getting so far, we're looking super, super amazing for a super bullish week. So hopefully your bias is along with mine's bullish. If not, it is what it is. I'll see you in the land of the markets. But I want to thank you guys so much for this breakdown. Thank you so much for just giving me the opportunity of just, sharing the inside of DJ with you guys. I look forward to all of us having a wonderful and beautiful trading week. And I'll see you guys in the land of the charts.